Hi guys, Jessica here. I'm going to do my May wrap up. I haven't read anything. I didn't read last night, and I haven't read yet today. And today's Thursday. I've been sitting in the sun, so if I look really, I just poke myself in the eye, kind of shiny and stuff. It's because it's like 95 outside. So I took a break and came inside, came home. I was at my friend's house. But anyways. I'm waiting for an order that I placed on May 19th to come in, and I have 3 books sitting here, and I have one other book that's coming in. So I've been waiting because I wanted to read some of those books, and they're not coming in yet. So I'm kind of in a standstill because I know what books I want to read out of that group. But I had a successful month. I read 13 books this month, which is crazy because I feel like I took several days off this month. So the first book I read this month was Triangles by Ellen Hopkins. It was really good. It was something different than I'm used to because it was adults, 3 women, and it was good. I just wasn't used to, like, they still talked about the women's children, and it was still triangles like they're talking about, but it was different. I don't know. Second book I read was The Magnolia League. It was really great, by Katie Crouch, I believe. I'm have The White Glove War, which is the sequel, coming in this whole, so that's a sneak peek. And it's really interesting. It's has some dark elements to it, and also Secret Society, so definitely check that out if you haven't. Then I read Matched, which was pleasantly surprisingly good. I don't usually like books like that. I don't like a lot of dystopia. This was really interesting. I felt like for a part of the book it dragged and nothing really happened, but the rest of the world was interesting enough that I didn't give up. The fourth book I read was The Artifice of Beauty. It was about the history of cosmetics and perfume from the beginning of time all the way to now. It was really interesting to read about the different things that they use to color their lips and color their face. The fifth book I read was The Golden Lily. I've done an extensive review on that. It was okay. I wasn't thrilled, and I'm not so eager to continue with the Indigo Spell. I don't know how I feel. Rochelle Mead tends to do this to me, so sorry guys. The sixth book I read was The Healthiest You Ever. Really interesting about eating and being active and stuff, and it was just a nonfiction kind of nice break. Seventh book I read was Found, Penny Black #1 review. It was an ebook that I got from NetGalley. It was really interesting, had a lot of dark components, and if you haven't read it before, definitely check it out. You can get it on Amazon for I think $2 for your Kindle. Once again, that is Found, Penny Black #1. Then I read The Dark Elite, which was number 8 and 9, Firespell and Hexbound by Chloe Neal. Surprisingly awesome. I really can't wait to continue that series. I started a few series this month, and that's the last thing I need. But I really enjoyed that, so you should check out the bind up Dark Elite, and you get Firespell and Hexbound. The 10th book I read was Kat Von D's Tattoo Chronicles. Once again, it was a nice break from fiction. I love Kat Von D. I find inspiration from her because of her creativity and her art and not being afraid of who she is. And I just find that inspiring. And then books 11, 12, and 13 were The Daughter of the Moon's bind up #2, which was The Secret Scroll, The Sacrifice and the Lost Ones. If you haven't read The Daughter of the Moon, it talks about kids with powers. There's dark, there's good and evil, and there's a lot of really fantasy-like things in the books, and they're really interesting and keep you reading nonstop. So in terms of my 100 book challenge, that brings my total to 45. So I've read 45 books this year. So I'm averaging about 9 a month. The beginning of the year I was a slow reader, and then April I read 10, and I read 13 so far. I have some books that I'm not going to show you what they are, but they're like this size, and I might be able to pound one of those out, but the problem is that I don't have the first one. I have 2nd through 4, so I can't even start those. I really wanted to read something else and, get more of a total. So I think I can do it. I have 55 books left, and I have 7 months, so I need to average What? I need to average about 8 books a month. No problem. Because some book, like in the summer, I read a ton. I won't be surprised if I read 10, 11, 12 this month coming up and onward. So if I fall off when it's holidays, I'll still make it. So I'm still on track. 45 books into my 100-book challenge. And it's ambitious, but it's exciting. So I wanted to update you on my to be read that I posted March 12th. I posted a handful of books that I were to read. First of all, The Game of Thrones, I haven't read yet. Then City of Dark Magic, which I started to read and I gave up on. Vampire Kiss Bind Up, I've read and reviewed last month. Daughter of the Moon, I just finished that bind up. So that's... What was the Vampire Kiss? I think it was only 2 books, right? Okay, so I've read 6 books of my to be read so far. The Haunting of America and the 21st Century America, the sequel, The Hauntings, I haven't read those. The Artifice of Beauty I read this month. Venom by Fiona Paul I gave up on. I actually gave that to somebody. The Diviners I've read. And I still have a Discovery of Witches. So once again, I have Game of Thrones, Discovery of Witches, and The Haunting of America and its sequel. So I have 4 left of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 2 don't count. So really, I have 4 left of 11. So I'm doing really great on my to be read. So I have that on a little right here. So this, I have all my stuff together so I can, keep myself organized and be able to update you guys. And another thing, I wanted to share a few books that I want to buy because it's 7 minutes. I have a couple of minutes that I want to talk a little further. So some of the books that I've been trying to get my hands on, just so you get an idea of the things that I like to read, is Allie's Pretty Little Lies, which is the sequel to the Pretty Little Secrets for Pretty Little Liars, Classic Beauty History of Makeup, Lucky Ones, which is the next part of another Flapper series, Vampire Diaries, Moonsong, Destiny, and Destiny's Rising, so I can continue that series. Scarlet to continue that series. Insurgent, because I have Divergent, so I need to get the second one. Rachel Kane's Last Breath, Black Dawn, Bitter Blood. I'm so behind on Morganville Vampires, it's crazy. And then the originals, I want Legend by Marie Lu. Everyone's talking about it. Rags and Bones, that comes out in October. Witch Alone. And then I need to get The Daughter of the Moon 7 through 13. And then there's an off series 1 through 4. So far, then I have all the ones that you guys suggested from the giveaway. So, which I want to read almost all of those too. So I have those all here, as you could see. And they're all under here too. And this is my April and May. So I really needed to start writing books down. And I'm going to probably start today, maybe, writing down all the books that I've reviewed on my channel so I can reference that. And if people ask me, I could just look. And I know I have like 200, but I really need to make that reference for myself. So, if you guys ever have questions, if I've, reviewed something and you can't find it, ask me in the next few weeks and I'll be able to tell you. Okay, so guys, have fun. I'm going to get back in the sun and I will talk to you later. Happy reading.